All right. Good morning and welcome to the New Species Live. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Aston. Good morning, morning, morning.
New Species is a natural health company whose mission is to help our clients live better and longer. We invent and manufacture our own line of high potency, raw, liquid, plant based herbal formulas and supplements. And all of our products were carefully designed by Aston to ensure that they can support your body to be resilient against the toughest of health challenges. But a good health choice for you may not be a good health choice for someone else. And that's why we host this Q&A every Saturday at 10 a.m. to help you get the answers to your questions that will help you continue along your own unique health journey.
So those of you who are looking to have more affordable options, affordable healthcare from NuSpecies, give us a call and you can speak with me or Crystal or Ashley, and we'll tell you what the new options that we're working on, and they're available now. While you all are getting your questions together, I can give you a brief preview of the things that we're working on for you. So for women's health, it's a lot of girls are coming in now. Their parents and grandparents bringing them in. They have anemia because of menstrual irregularity. Dense breast is on the rise. Endometriosis is on the rise. Fibroids are on the rise. Menopause getting worse and on the rise. Ovarian cysts, PCOS, all these issues are on the rise, people. And because these are on the rise, what's happening now is that there is a massive increase in cancer, massive increase since 2022, right? Right after the pandemics. Studies are showing that it could be related to the virus, but the increase in the number of women and men, especially younger men and younger women, especially younger women, your daughters, your granddaughters, the increase is massive. And the death rates, they expect it over the next few years to be half what it has been since 2022. A lot of people are going to die over the next few years from cancer. So some of the sample options we have for men, for urine frequency, urine urgency, for enlarged prostate or BPH, um, uh, for prostate cancer. So I would like you all to share this knowledge, and I don't know where we can post it eventually, Joe, so that they can all have it to share with their family members.
The starters.
The starters, yeah, the starters.
Yeah, I think
Especially for men and women's health, because
right.
those are the areas that yesterday I was right here in Bronxville, and both the people on my calendar and the people who walk in to Bronxville, it was about 90% of all these people have cancer. And these are young people. So you all should get checked and bring us your labs. And if you feel something in your body that doesn't feel right, you should do an MRI and bring it to us. Because the doctors are missing it. Because it's so new, the doctors are not catching a lot of these issues until it's too late. And that's why there's so many people who are dying now from cancer, is because it's caught late.
Good morning, Jay. Hi, Carl. Hi, June. Hello, Fitzgerald. And hi, Yvonne. Yvonne is asking, good morning. Can the herbs be taken 1 hour after breakfast, or does it have to be taken in the morning? So I guess that maybe there's some it's a little bit vague when we say take in the morning. Do we mean 6 a.m., 7 a.m.? Do we mean any time between when you wake and noon?
That's what I mean.
Anytime between when you wake and noon?
Yes,
Okay.
and PM is from noon to midnight.
And if you say 3 times a day, if there's afternoon, is it then like 12 to 5 and then 5 to midnight or?
Probably something in that range, but
Yeah,
a lot of people go to bed 9, 10 o'clock.
right.
So
So
their late PM could be, before bed. They can take NuSpecies and go straight to bed. That's what I do, folks. Most times I just take it and go straight to bed.
yeah, I think the AM, afternoon, and PM is really just breaking up the day into 3 parts. So some people work all night and their morning is their night. So I don't think the exact time is what matters. But I think you're hitting the nail on the head, Yvonne, which is that what's most important is trying to take it on an empty stomach. So whether that happens first thing in the morning or later in the morning, as long as that's what you should prioritize. I have a couple of pre-submitted questions we can get to, but we'll always prioritize those of you who are live in the chat, assuming our pre-submitted question folks are not all also live. So go ahead and no matter what we're talking about, please feel free to keep posting your questions and comments. All right. Is the new Genesis a cold formula?
Is Esty, is she on?
I don't know.
I would like to know why. But yes, once, the new Genesis helps to rebuild, helps to rebuild genes and the DNA, as you all know now. And if you are powering up your genes and your DNA, guess what? You're powering up your body. You're powering up your immune system. You're powering up the enzymes our body uses to detox itself. You're powering up everything. Healthy proteins, collagen. A lot of you, have asked me for years, what can you use to boost your collagen level? Yes, New Genesis. Once you're rebuilding the genes, folks, the genes are what produce everything for each organ, for the eye, for the brain, the heart, the skin, the liver, the kidney, the prostate. All the organs are powered by genes. And if your genes are powerful, strong, they're going to produce healthier proteins. And thus the body will have healthier enzymes to nourish the body, to rebuild the body, to purify the body. So now, as we said to you over the past weeks about New Genesis, this is not the final link in our puzzle to help you to really recover from whatever issues you have, but it's the ultimate piece. And I don't have any other major formulas that we're working on in creating or inventing. This is it. Those of you who are taking what we recommend for you now, you're getting better already. NuSpecies was doing phenomenal already over the past almost 20 years. Phenomenal. All of you were taking NuSpecies. Adding New Genesis now will unleash the power in the healing systems in the body. And all those healing systems are in the genes, people. Genes, genes, genes. So you all should get your butts on New Genesis. And especially if you have chronic health issues, stay on it.
June is asking if someone has a gluten sensitivity, would NuSpecies anti-inflammatory be one of the better supports for their body?
It could be, yes. That's for so every health condition. That's a great question, June, and I like the way Jillian phrases that. So when we have inflammation, is because we have a disease already. That's what inflammation is. It means that a disease is growing or has grown in the body. And the inflammation we see, and whether it's MS or lupus or cancer or any of those gluten related diseases, that's the symptom. So when the medical system say someone has high blood pressure or diabetes, those are symptoms of the disease and the genes that we just talked about. So yes, you take the anti-inflammatory because you have an inflammatory condition, but you're not fixing the diseases yet. So you still need to get something now to fix the disease itself, because there's the medication is not trying to cure the disease, which is the root cause. The medication is just helping the symptom, whether it's the pain or it's the inflammation. That's what the medication is doing. The medication is not trying to fix the genes. There's no medication that can fix genes. No such thing. No gene therapy can fix genes. No such thing. Only our bodies can do it. So yes, if you have all of these symptoms, these called diseases, they're all symptoms. Yes, we help you to fix them. And that's again how important New Genesis is to help to fix the root cause. And that's how when you come to us and you tell us that the issue you have is gone, you don't have this issue anymore, it's because your body has fixed the root cause of the issue. So if
Right.
you're taking medication for diabetes or high blood pressure for the last year or 10 years, the medication is just alleviating the symptom of diabetes. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to fix your pressure. And that's why eventually they get worse and lead to kidney failure and lead to heart disease and eye disease and all these other diseases that grow neuropathy. That's what happens. The disease is still there, even though you're feeling better by taking the medication. The disease is still there.
So for gluten sensitivity, ideally the best thing to do is to avoid processed food, especially any processed food with gluten in it, which is a lot. And then, of course, even freshly baked bread or fresh food that has gluten in it is going to be very dangerous. But also eating a lot of fiber, so eating a lot of vegetables and fruits, nuts, and seeds. These are going to help keep your intestinal tissues very much healthier and stop them from decaying. So I would say the best thing you can do for gluten sensitivity is just to keep your gut as strong as possible. But of course, a healthy gut is also what keeps our whole entire body as healthy as possible. This is another reason why NuSpecies formulas are designed to be raw, so that any heat sensitive components of those plants are not damaged. We use whole foods because we want the fiber, we want all the components of a plant to go to work for you, rather than trying to just isolate one thing like a remedy or a treatment. We want to give your body the whole buffet, the whole toolbox that it needs from plants to go to work for you. And so it always comes back to these fundamental practices or this mindset about what's most fundamental to help your body operate optimally. And it's really easy to get lost down these rabbit holes of this new fad, this new trend, this one enzyme, or this one superfood. And we get lost that actually our body needs a whole diversity, a whole toolbox on a daily basis to keep itself strong. There's no like one hack or one thing you're going to do that's going to fix, that's going to, maybe there's a remedy that might help one particular symptom. It's never going to be long term. It's not fixing the root cause of the problem. And so ultimately, when people come to NuSpecies, they're looking for a much larger scale, less superficial, but deeper solution to help their body function optimally. And that's always going to come down to really high quality supplements like NuSpecies, eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds and legumes and whole grains for those of you who can eat them, exercise and sleep and water and stress management. These are all things that we all have to do every day, especially because we, as Aston was saying, we are living in a modern world that humans have created that has come so far from our habitat that actually serves us as humans, as part of this ecosystem, that it is becoming increasingly difficult for even the healthiest of people to feel good a lot of the time. So whether it's a gluten sensitivity or anything else, you've got to give your body what it needs. Most of us just have to get out of the way and give our body what it needs. Earl asked, do you have anything for enlarged prostate?
Right. So we do, and it's the men's health packages that we're working on fixing now. Hopefully next week we can post them to the website or the app or both. Or we want them, or even in the newsletter. So those of you who are not signed up for our newsletter, you should sign up for it so you can get access. So yes, we have a system for prostate for the different prostate issues: enlarged prostate, which is BPH, and urine frequency, urine urgency if your PSA is over 1. And speaking of prostate, I could say easily that the number one type of cancer that I'm seeing for the last year, men coming to us is prostate cancer. A lot of young men in their 40s are now getting prostate cancer, and they're getting prostate cancer a lot earlier than even the medical system can keep up with. So, so what happened is that, and if you get any questions, Jerry can interrupt me.
Hmm.
But I'm just giving you all what I observe. Okay, it's just what I see. So the I have this gentleman. To give you a good example, this gentleman, his wife came to see me here yesterday. Never met him, but he was referred by one of our clients, and he was diagnosed with BPH in 2022. That's 2 years ago. Enlarged prostate, and his PSA was 3+. It wasn't even 4. It was still within the normal margin. And his wife was telling me that he said, he's fine. The doctor didn't look panicked. The doctor didn't look concerned. The doctor said they were going to monitor and check his PSA twice yearly. Well, last year he went in. He actually didn't even go in to check his prostate. He was having chronic back pains and stomach pain, and his wife took him to Westchester Medical Center, not far from here, and he thought it was gas. She thought it was gas or just something like that because he was still working on all of that, and they didn't see any gas in his stomach, so they did an MRI, and they found actually he was hospitalized, and he's still in the hospital, and they found that he had stage 4 cancer. The cancer was in his spine, it was in his lung. That was is he's still alive, and it's in his liver. So they found cancer in all these places. And her question to me was, how can somebody be walking around with stage 4 cancer, working, traveling, living life, and not know? That is the mysterious nature of cancer, people. A lot of people who have come to me over the years with stage 4 cancer, they didn't know they have it. They just have this pain, this headache, some innocuous symptom, and got checked, and it was discovered. So, so a lot of men are getting prostate cancer with their PSA below 4, and by the time they the PSA is over 4, and the doctors do the MRI or the biopsy, they're finding cancer and even stage 4 cancer. And this can happen I just told you, we're learning even within 2 years. Somebody who the doctors thought did not have cancer, just had an enlarged prostate, now has stage 4 cancer, and they don't know if he's going to make it. So it's not just cancer on the rise. You all should Google it now. You're on your technology, talking to us, and you see for yourself. So it's not just cancer on the rise. The death rates from cancer have exponentially gone up as well. And what that's telling us all, is that chemotherapy is not saving people. I'm sure it's saving some, but it's not saving a lot of people. Radiation is not saving a lot of people. And we're talking about millions worldwide who are dying, and in the United States as well. So we should not wait to get sick and get treated, because
Hmm.
doctors are dying as well. Medical people are dying as well. The people who make the drugs are dying as well, which means that there's no magical medical cure there, and there's no medical cure or any cure, period, anyway. So, To
Yeah.
work on your health.
The the oncologists that I've worked with when I have different family members going through things, they outright just say, these are all measures to extend the amount of time you have left. I've never heard an oncologist talk about a cure, that this is going to make this go away. These are all just mitigation measures. How much longer can we help you live? And a lot of them are much more upfront these days about whether or not extending your life with these medical interventions will make that extension of life worth living, because a lot of the side effects and how sick you might feel while trying to live longer. It's just not it's not something you want to rely on. It's like if you let yourself drown because, someone could potentially do CPR. Well, okay, there's a chance it might work, but they're going to break some ribs and they're going to, be, banging on your chest and trying to get you to come back to life. Like, we don't want to put ourselves in the hands of life-saving measures. We are privileged, especially in this country, to know that we can fall back on those things if we really, really have to. But you don't want to be putting yourself in that position. I was explaining to a family member the other day that when you're diagnosed with a health condition, just relying alone on the medical care is like being in a boat in the middle of the ocean and being reckless, rocking the boat and having a good old time, and knowing that if you fall out, hopefully the Coast Guard's going to come and save you. Okay, they might come and save you, but you're taking a huge risk when you could just be careful and stay in the boat and don't fall out. And so this analogy is to say the medical industry is incredible in a lot of ways. There's a lot of amazing doctors out there. A lot of you would maybe say otherwise. You're frustrated working with doctors who aren't so great. But let's just say you have access to the greatest doctors. Still, you want to do everything you can to stay out of their hands. They don't say an apple a day keeps the doctor away for no reason, because the goal is to keep the doctor away. And take care of yourself. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and legumes or beans and whole grains. Get good sleep. Drink a lot of water. Exercise. Take really high quality supplements like NuSpecies, which will supplement or fill in that gap where our food is lacking. Even when you eat the healthiest diet, you need supplements. Do all these things because you don't want to keep just falling out of the boat and hoping you're going to get caught. One day the Coast Guard won't come. One day there won't be a treatment for what you have. One day the treatment that you have is not one you're going to want. So don't get yourself there. Also, I wanted to say, Aston, I had asked my mom if it was okay if I explained this, but recently she's been struggling with cancer for 6 years. And Aston and I will always tell you guys, like, we struggle to help the people we love the most because they don't listen to us. I think
I hope she's listening right now.
I don't know if she is, but she does watch the Q&A every now and then. And,
Yeah,
we
because
love talking.
I want to yell at her as well. I love her a lot, and
Yeah. We love
yeah.
all of you who joined this Q&A because you joined because you want to try to fight for your health. And we know that you're going to listen to us. But it's been tough. And, my mom keeps getting shocked by the way the medical industry operates. Even when they're doing their best, this is how things are going to go. My mom started feeling like little pangs of pain in her hip. This was like a year and a half ago. And then a year ago, she started feeling a little pang in her abdomen. And she was just convinced, my cancer is spreading, it's getting worse. But it took a year and a half they scan her whole body every 3 months. And they do PET scans and CAT scans. And it took a year and a half for those scans to catch up with what she could already feel happening in her body. And it's not like the doctor did anything wrong. They're following their protocol. If my mom said to her oncologist, "Oh, I feel a pang in my abdomen, I feel like something's wrong," and they do a scan and they don't see anything, she's not going to just like radiate a random spot, right? There's nothing she can do. But guess who can do something? My mom could have done something. She was convinced that that pain was her cancer spreading. And guess what? A year and a half later, we found out it was. And in the meantime, we lost all that time to try to intervene. And this is what we can't implore enough, that you don't ignore the symptoms when your body is telling you something is wrong. You can't just wait for the medical industry to catch up or to have a treatment. They have their protocol, they have their purpose, and you have yours. Help your doctors help you by staying out of their office because you're caring for yourself, or helping your body fight the best that it can while they're trying to help you. But don't just go to the doctor and lean all your weight and say, all right, take it from here, buddy. That's not how it should work.
I just had a crazy idea.
Okay.
I think we should pay your mother to take care of herself. We should pay her.
We should start paying everyone to take care, right? I wish we could do
Put her,
that.
put her at a monthly stipend and say, Mom, you know, if you take your caveman and you take your new Genesis daily and you take this and that, we're going to give you a certain amount of money every month.
Yeah, we should like make it people's jobs to heal themselves, right?
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to do that. Now you got my brain going. All right,
Yeah.
folks, we're going to figure something out like that.
But the point here, though, is that people don't, clients will come to me, and that's why I don't dwell and tell people not to eat salt and sugar and give them this rigid diet plan that they're not going to follow it. We created the most, I think, we created the most extraordinary diet plan about 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Gave it away for free to all of you. And people just wouldn't use it. Now we have this skinny down version of just 2 pages. One is a no list, and the other is what you eat, what you don't eat. And even people with stage 4 cancer would tell me they can't do it because they have to eat their chicken. They have to eat their whatever. They can't eat food without salt, even if they put excess garlic or onion or scallion or what, you know, those are actually better examples of what you can use to substitute salt and sodium in your foods. But people will not change their diet and lifestyle, and people will not take what we recommend for them consistently. And the people who don't, you know, quite a number of our clients, they want to do it when the doctors say there's no point you taking chemo anymore. There's no point giving you radiation anymore. You know, go home and be comfortable. Eat and drink whatever you want to eat and drink, because the days are numbered. These are the people who wouldn't do what they should do. And then when they're told or they know it's the end, they would sit before me or on the phone and tell me they're ready to mortgage their house. They want to sell that second or third house they have to pay for NuSpecies. They want to draw out their retirement. They want to whatever. They have the money now, but it's too late. It's too friggin' late. And yes, I'm angry because I know too many people who die who shouldn't have died. Too many.
Right. So not only are you making your doctor's job harder, but then you make our job harder when you come to us long after you should have. Because we need your body to fight, right? Our formulas are not medicine, they're not treatments. They are the tools your body will use to fix itself. If your body no longer has fight in it, it doesn't matter. And, you know, and I'll say this, like when my grandmother was dying.
You know, I like that statement you just made. If the body doesn't have fight in it.
Yes.
So the fight in it, people, the fight in it is dying because it's decaying. That's what disease is: blood pressure, diabetes, prostate issues, hormonal issues, menstrual issues, fibroids. The body is decaying. The body is rotten. It's rotten. The organs are rotten. The cells and tissue are rotten and they're dying. That's what it means by decay.
Right.
And you just watch your body rot away because you have the disease, because you're taking the medication, you're feeling the pain, you're feeling discomfort, you're feeling the tiredness. The body is rotten. That's what happened to the organs. They're dying. They're sick and they're dying.
Yeah. And yeah, you're losing that fight, that ability to fight. I was just going to quickly say, my grandmother, when she was taking NuSpecies for a while, but I always know if you're taking it because I'm waiting for you to tell me you need more. And months would go by before she'd ask me for more. And it was because she was so ashamed that we were giving her products for free that she was afraid to take it properly to then keep asking us for more. So sometimes I would load her up with like multiple months worth so she wouldn't have to ask. But then that was lasting even longer. And she was not doing what Aston said. And Aston, I'm sure, was haunted by this and will never forget. But I mean, probably 2 weeks before she died in my mom's house on that red chair, she
Mm-hmm.
turned to you in private and said, "Is there anything else you can do?"
Mm-hmm.
She
She
regretted
called me.
not having done what she should have done at the
She
very
called me
last.
over. All her kids were there and her grandkids. The whole family was there. And she was sitting in that chair at your mom's house. And she called me over, away from everybody, to ask me that one question. Is there anything else I can do? Because you probably knew. And this is what happened with all of you. All the clients who come to me who are in this situation. They all, the gentleman who died 2 weeks ago, I was telling Joe, it's just devastating. He just didn't listen. And, he had cancer. He had cancer. He had pre-cancer, and then he had cancer. He didn't do what he should do. He still work and travel and live his life, and he was building this nice home. And I'm thinking, you're building this nice home in Jamaica or wherever, this mansion with 10 rooms and each room has a bathroom. And he's telling me he has cancer. It's like denial. And he called me this Saturday, but I was busy, so I couldn't get back to him. I didn't get back to him until Monday or Tuesday. And when I called him, a young lady answered the phone, and I knew it was over. She said, "I'm sorry, he just died. He just died." I said, "What do you mean he just died?" She said, "Sir, he just died a few minutes ago. We're all here." And these are just devastating for us because you're all family. You're all our family. Even if we don't know your children and grandchildren, you're all family. And we're preaching to you today because we're asking you to take better care of yourselves and don't wait until your body get to that state. You know you can fight now. You know you can do it. And you procrastinate for whatever reason. So if you have any symptom, you have a bump, you have a lump, you have anything, any issue, it can turn to cancer. Cancers are on the rise because the earth is more toxic. Foods, water, everything is more toxic.
Mhm.
Everything is more toxic. So our bodies are weaker. That's why more young people. Did you all just Google, as I asked you to Google, if young people are dying more of cancer than ever and other diseases? The answer you should see emphatically is yes, even if the site is not reputable. It should be yes. It's because it's because the foods are not good. The body is not getting what it needs to fight. The way Jill just said, the body is losing the fight because there isn't enough material, good stuff in there to get the immune system to fight. And that's what our bodies are designed to do. Is designed to fight and keep us alive. It is the sole purpose of life in our bodies. That's the way I studied it in chemistry, physics, organic chemistry. The sole purpose of life, the body is always fighting to keep us alive, and that's why it compensates. That's why when something breaks, it compensates to keep us going. All we have to do is to belly up, and when we feel something that's not right, do something about it. Don't wait until it becomes something that can't be fixed. And yes, we can fix everything at NuSpecies. We can't. And if you come to us when it's early, you have a better chance. You have a superior chance. You have an extraordinary chance of recovery. If you come to us early, if you come to us late, the cancer is in the bone, it's spread into the liver and the lung. It's harder. It's so harder. And the doctors won't tell you until it's the end, but it's so much harder.
And the reason we will not stop yelling about this is because from our position, you might have one person in your family who died, maybe two, maybe three. We've been doing this for almost 20 years between the two of us, and we have seen many, many people come and go. And we know that when it's time to make those tough choices, to say no to that food that I always love eating, to choose to eat something that maybe we don't enjoy so much right now, we got to eat it long enough until our taste buds adjust. But to make those harder choices in the moment, it's so unbearable for most of us that we just keep doing it. But I promise you, not one of those people who came to the end of their life didn't look back and wish they had made different choices. Not one of those people thought that that chicken wing or that ice cream was worth it. It wasn't worth it in the end, but you can't see that now. But we can tell you, we see it over and over again. So listen to us and do the right thing. Listen, we have our own struggles. We are not perfect. We're not here saying that we are not just like you. We struggle with it too. The difference is we are struggling with it and trying to make those better choices every day. And if you're the person who's maybe been like putting your head in the sand and hoping okay, it's just this once, but you're doing it just this once every day, and you're hoping it's not going to add up to deterioration of your health, I want to wake you up and say, it is. It is.
Now,
Okay.
Here's the good news. Here's the good news.
We see you, Thania and Trevor. We'll get to you. I'm sorry.
Here's the good news, people. Jillian and I have been doing this for almost 20 years. I've been doing it for longer than 20 years. But here's the good news. And believe me, all the people who listen to us and fight their diseases, whether it's cancer, blood pressure, diabetes, whatever issues they have, prostate issues, ladies with all these issues, fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS, breast cancer, breast whatever, lumps, dense breast. All these people who fought and they do what we ask them to do, all these people are still alive. They're still alive. Some of them are in their 70s and 80s and they're still alive and they're still fighting. So if you fight, people, if you fight and do the best you can't make bread out of stone. You just can't do nothing. You have to do something. Do the best you can. All these people who fought their diseases, they're still alive. And some of them still have some disease. Not telling that all the issues are gone completely, but they're still alive. They're healthy, even with their diseases, they're healthy. Those who didn't get rid of it completely. And they're traveling and they're living their lives.
Mm-hmm. Right. And they're taking less medication. They don't have as many side effects. Overall, they're living a good quality life, which is why we say our mission is to help people live better and longer and better, not just longer like on chemo when you're suffering, but longer because you're actually in supporting your health.
Mm-hmm. And my conclusion to that is, if you fight hard and really fight hard, I think God will listen. But I think if we don't fight hard enough, all of us, we don't fight hard enough, I think God is going to close his ears. God may close his ears. I can't speak for God, but that's my conclusion to this.
Well, you do always say, if you teach your body that you don't want it to live, it's going to listen to you eventually.
The NuSpecies product line of high-potency nutritional supplements empower your body to fight for you so you can enjoy your life full of energy, strength, and endurance.
Our mission at NuSpecies is to offer products to help purify and rebuild your body system so you can lead a better, longer life.
NuSpecies formulas are designed to comprehensively meet your body's nutritional needs. A tablespoon can replace many bottles of tablets filling your cabinets. NuSpecies raw plant-based ingredients are easily absorbed and used by your body. It's safe and effective nutrition that you can really feel. Each of our formulas is designed to support your body as a whole, allowing it to do the work it was designed to do.
My labs have shown that my body's gotten stronger, so I know NuSpecies works.
Maintain, improve, or rebuild your health with the help of NuSpecies.
Order now at NuSpecies.